Hello you guys, how are you? Happy Thursday. So today we're going to be making some caramel pretzels. They're wrapped with caramel. So let me find my live here and then we'll get right into it. Okay. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Okay, so you're going to be needing some pretzels. Okay, so pretzel rods they look like this.
Hi guys.
Okay. And you're gonna need some caramel. What?
I have one pretzel. Thank you.
You're going to need some caramel. So if you don't have local supply stores near you, like that they carry like baking supply stuff, your best bet is gonna be the Kraft caramel. Hello. Alright, so this one you can get literally at your local grocery stores, Target, Walmart, Ralph's. You'll be able to find these. So these are little squares. Okay. Or if you do make your caramel apples or you have a local supply store like a baking store near you and they carry Peter's caramel. Okay, so this is a pound. You can get on Amazon, they sell like the big blocks. I don't use Peter's caramel. Literally, I only use it for the pretzel. So I love that my store carries it in just 1 pound because I don't want to buy the big old block. So depending on if you're going to use a big block often, then go for it. So Peter's caramel is going to be a little bit more creamier. It's going to be a little bit more, like a little bit softer for you to work with. Kraft caramel is a little bit tougher, but it still works. Like you can still use it. So they both work well, okay? So I have my chocolate on this side right here, and I am using Merkin Super White for all of them. Okay, this is Merkin Super White. I did not add anything into this chocolate, okay? So I have a little bit of red here, okay? And a little bit of blue, okay? To get the red, I used red Chef Master candy coloring. Okay. For the blue, I use Color Mills Royal. Okay, that's how I got those colors, and I get asked all the time, how did you get so like bold colors? And it's literally you use a lot of coloring. Like that's the only, I don't have a magic wand. It's just adding a lot of coloring. You'll get bold colors. Some of us expect to put a little bit and then get that bright color. You need a lot of it, okay? And before I get asked if it changes the flavor, I've tasted my chocolate over and over again, and I can never taste that it like changed the taste. To me, it tastes the same, but we're all different. Okay, so we're gonna need some wax paper or parchment paper, okay? So I'm gonna set that down, and that's pretty much all we need, okay? So we're gonna start with the Kraft. Okay, so for the Kraft, you're gonna be using 3 of them. Okay, 3 little squares. So it depends if you want to make your caramel like the pretzel, the caramel wrap very thin. Then maybe use 2. If you want like to look like that chubby look, you're gonna need at least 3 of them. Okay, so excuse me, you're gonna unwrap them. Okay, and they don't need to go in the microwave. It's not needed. Just with the heat of your hands, and if you're gonna put gloves on, it will still work. You're gonna press them together, the 3 of them. You're gonna press them, and at first it's gonna feel like a little, hard, but the more you use your hands and squeeze it, it will start to soften up. So you're just looking for all the caramel to combine, okay? And if you buy like a batch that has a lot of, not a bad batch, but it's super hard, then probably put it in the microwave for just a few seconds. You don't want it to get like super hot or super running. We're not trying to do that. So All I'm doing is combining it and making it into a ball. Okay? So just make it soft. That's all we're looking for you to make it soft. Okay. Okay, and then once you get your little ball and it feels soft and it feels all together, you're gonna start forming a little worm. So you're gonna use your hands and do this motion. Okay, so you're gonna go like this, and you gotta work a little bit. You know, be fast. Okay, so you're gonna go from the top. You're gonna go here. You're gonna go to the middle. Go down here. Okay, and just make a worm. Okay. Try to keep the strip or the worm even. You don't want super fat here, thin here, and then super thin here. So just be careful with that, or that's gonna change the look of your pretzel. Okay. So. Okay. Then you're gonna grab your pretzel. And all I'm doing is kind of, I see it a little bit too chubby, I kind of just pull it a little bit up. Okay. And then you're going to grab your pretzel. Some of these are not super straight. Okay. So all I'm going to do is attach here at the top, wrap it around. Once I feel it secure right there, then I'm going to start wrapping it around. So when I'm wrapping it around, you're gonna tug it a little bit, like tug it, like stretch it out a little bit to go around your pretzel. And you can go as close as you want or as far as you want. So you can keep it super tight or leave space. But as I go down, all I'm doing is kind of tugging it so I can stretch it out a little bit. Okay. And then you set it down. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys are OCD. What's going to happen, not with the craft so much, because the craft is a little bit harder, I'm telling you. So when we set them down on our wax paper, it will get like a flat bottom. Okay, like I said, the craft, not so much. The Peters will, it will just get flat. Just like when we make regular pretzels, like chocolate dip pretzels, and we put them down, you get the flat bottom. There's some of you guys that don't like that and like to stand up your pretzels in like egg cartons I've seen, and you guys get like super creative. If you guys have been following me for a long time, you know that I'm not OCD and that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. So I always just set down my pretzels, okay? And you can do two things. You can do your pretzel like this and then have your chocolate and dip. Like dip already and then set it down, do whatever. You can do 12 of them, like do 12 of your pretzels and then dip. Okay? There are some people that put their pretzels like this in the refrigerator, in the freezer, because they feel it holds the, like, so the wrap, or not, the pretzel wrap won't like fall on you. I've never had an issue with it falling on me. Never. So if you are having issues with that, then put it in the freezer or in the fridge so it can kind of really set, like get kind of a little bit hard, and then it won't fall off on you. Okay, so I'm gonna set this one down. Okay, I'm gonna do a Peters one now. Okay, so with Peters, if you want to weigh it, you can. If you want like everything to be precise, like the same amount of caramel, I know how many I need. Like I just eyeball it. I know that I need a little ball, and that's what I do. But you can weigh it to have precise. So literally, this is how Peters caramel looks. Okay, and I have a ball, and I kind of just feel it, like, do I feel like I need more or a little bit less? Okay, and this, like I said, it's a little bit softer, a little bit more creamier, so it's not going to take long for you to get the creamy ball. Okay, so because it's softer, this rolling part is going to be a little bit easier, but you can also cause it to get super thin and kind of like just like stretch it really like a lot. So just be careful with that, okay? Because it's softer, it's just gonna do this faster. Okay, and if you keep pulling it, like if I go like this and kind of leave it hanging, it's gonna start to stretch out. Okay, so you want to keep it the same amount. The more you touch it, the stretchier you're gonna make it, and the longer you're going to make it. So don't touch it so much. Once you have your little worm, then you're done. Okay, so here, if you just focus on the top part here, you're gonna end up like leaving this hanging, and this is gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. So I like to hold it from the bottom, like have it in my hand like this, and then form it against the pretzel. With this one, I don't do a lot of tugging because once again, this caramel is really, really soft. So it doesn't need much tugging. Okay. So you guys, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to tell, but the craft looks a little bit tougher. This one looks more shinier because it's softer. All right, so it's up to you. Okay, I'm gonna do one more, so just to have an extra one. Okay. Hi everyone. Hi. Okay. This treat, I came across it when I first got into the baking stuff. We got taught by Melinda, by one bite or two. She's the one that I don't know if it was done before, but she's the first one I saw that brought it into this world. So I prefer Peter's caramel, just because the taste is a little bit better. But alright, so I'm gonna grab my pretzel. Peter's caramel is gonna be a little bit more expensive. Kraft caramel is, you can buy like, I think it's like $2 a bag, maybe $3, I don't know. I turned off my AC because I didn't want my chocolate to like set on me, and I'm hot. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. You guys can't see. I'm gonna pick them up. So this is Kraft. I just picked it up, and literally it's still, looks the same. Peter's caramel are these two, and they get stuck a little bit more on the paper. And they got the flat bottoms right away. You guys see that? Okay, because it's softer. Okay, so if you want to wrap and then dip, it's still going to get that flat bottom if you're going to set it down with chocolate. Or you can make your own little stand, like I said. Stuff like this, for me, it does not bother me. But if it does for you, then you're going to have to find a stand so you can just sit them up like this, so it doesn't get that flat bottom. Okay. If you're having a lot of issues with your caramel sticking to like this, look at, you guys see that? I recommend parchment paper. Okay. I don't have parchment paper right now with me. Okay. Usually, see? And this is the one I just literally did right now, because it's super soft. So that's why they also said to put it in the fridge, so it doesn't do this kind of stuff on you. Okay. Parchment paper will work a little bit better. When I do have it, I do use it, and I feel it doesn't get stuck as much as on wax paper. Okay, so those are the things you want to look out for and keep in mind. Okay, so we're gonna start dipping. Okay, so if you're a beginner, if you don't have a lot of experience dipping pretzels, I started dipping in a cup. So this was my preferred method for a very long time. This is the way I taught Kimberly. So if you don't have a lot of experience with dipping pretzels, I suggest getting yourself a long cup like this. So literally your whole pretzel fits in there. Okay, so you would fill up your cup all the way to the top, wherever you want your pretzel to, like, reach. And then all you would do is dip in here, and I'll take out and shake off the excess. That's it. Okay, and that's how Kimberly learned, that's how I learned, and that's the way I was able to get clean looks when I first started. And then as I started to gain more experience, and I don't like putting them in a cup anymore, because I hate, honestly, it's just about me dumping the chocolate, because what am I going to dip in here, like, really? So I don't do this anymore. I just use a bowl. Okay, but you can definitely do this if this is going to be easier for you. Okay, so I have my chocolate here. Okay, and I don't have a lot of chocolate because I'm only going to do the tutorial and that's it. I don't need the chocolate, so I only did a very little. Okay, so we're going to be doing the whole swirl look. Okay, so I'm going to try to bring you guys a little bit closer. Alright, so okay, so we're going to dip the caramel. This is Peter's. This is Peter's. Okay, and all I'm going to do is put white. Okay, you're gonna shake off as much excess as you can. You gotta shake off all the white. You don't want to leave a lot of excess there, because then it's just gonna keep dripping and dripping into your other bowls. Okay. Let me get another bowl. Hold on, guys. Right, so I have an extra bowl here. Okay. So you have your chocolate ready, whatever colors you're going to use. So we're gonna do this method twice right here, and then I'm gonna show you the other way that you can do it if you want to. Okay, so have your bowls ready. Okay, so I'm gonna pretty much bring my spoon to the top right here where I want, the rim to be, the edge. So I bring my spoon up to there. I don't worry about this, I just worry about covering this first. So I put my pretzel in, and all I'm doing is going around, creating that edge. Once I get that covered, then I start moving to the bottom. Okay? And then you're gonna shake off the excess. Okay, so shake off as much as you can. You don't want to leave too much excess, or else it's just going to drip everywhere. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to stop there. Okay? And then I'm going to grab my blue. Okay? And I'm just going to grab a little bit and just do like drizzles wherever I want. It's not perfect. It's not a science. You just... Okay? Literally, that's it right there. You're gonna get your red and do the same lines. Okay? Now you're gonna shake off the excess in a separate bowl. Okay, so you shouldn't have too much excess because we're not putting a whole bunch of chocolate in there. So you shouldn't have like drips and drips and drips. It should be super light. If you're having a lot of excess, you're putting way too much chocolate. Okay, so I'm gonna set this down. Once again, you're gonna get a flat bottom if you set them down. Okay, I don't care about the flat bottom. Okay, it's there. If you do care, you're gonna have to find something to stick it, sticking up. But that's how much excess I had for one. Okay, we're gonna do one more this way. Okay, I'm gonna do the craft one now. So this is the craft. Okay. I'm going to do it one more time. So I'm going to put it in. Bring my spoon all the way to the top. Create the little circle that I want around, you know, the edge, the end of my pretzel basically, or the beginning. I don't know how you look at it. So now that I have created that, the little circle here, I'm going to start putting chocolate here. Okay. And then you're just going to shake off all the excess. If there's a spot that you're like, oh crap, you know, like I didn't put enough chocolate there, don't worry about it because we're gonna adding more, you know, chocolate on top, the blue and the red. You can cover it easily. So don't stress too much about it. Like, see, I have spots there that didn't get covered, but the blue and the red will cover it. Okay, if you're a beginner, I don't suggest doing what I did, like literally leaving you a little bit of room up here, because you're gonna struggle. So if you're barely starting to get your feet wet with pretzels, go a little bit higher, because you'll have better control. Okay, so I did blue. Gonna bring red. Okay, shake off the excess here. This reminded me, I was trying to do like 4th of July, and it reminded me of the Pepsi logo, and then it reminded me of like marbles. Like, you know, I don't know, like old school marbles. Okay, so I'm gonna set it down, and it's just gonna dry like this. Okay. So, let's do the other way that I kind of want to try. So if you ever done marble cake pops, you might have a different way, which is you get your white chocolate and then you do some drizzles on the white chocolate and then drizzles of the red, and then you dip your item. Okay, so I'm gonna try it, but because I'm doing a pretzel, it's not gonna come out super perfect. But what I want to see is how dirty the white gets. Okay, so for example, I know a lot of you guys are gonna ask me, well, does this go to the trash? What are you gonna do with this? It's a lot of X's. You're wasting chocolate. So you can definitely take this and make it black. Like if you have, you know, save it, and when you have a theme that requires black, you can use this and color it black, right? So you don't have to throw it away. So let me try this way so I can explain it better. So what I want to show you guys, bring this over here. When you do a lot of them at a time, it's gonna get stuck. So first, use parchment paper. It's easier, and don't do so many because it's gonna get stuck on your wax paper. Okay. So if you guys can tell, look it. It's really stuck on there. And this is Peter's. This is Peter's caramel. Okay? So if this happens to you, like if you see that happening to you, you're like, crap, I have to start all over. Not really. You literally just gonna mold it back in there because it's still super soft and super creamy. That's why it does that. So to avoid this, don't make so many at a time. Stick them in the freezer so this doesn't happen to you. Okay? But Peter's, what I do, honestly, I don't really make these often. When I have an order for these, I usually wrap and then dip. Wrap and then dip. Wrap and then dip. Because I hate dealing with this kind of stuff. So that's what works for me, though. Okay. It's fine. Okay. So we're going to take out my... So if you don't know what I mean, we're going to, and I have to work fast, so I'm like, I have to explain before I do it. So what we're going to do is drop some blue in here, you know, go crazy in it. Then drop some red in my whites, okay? Because I need to spoon it, it's probably not going to come out, you know, super pretty. But I want to try it. Okay, so I was about to. So we're going to do some blue. Blue. And then some red. Okay, so like that. Okay. And then I'm just gonna dump it in there and do this. I feel like it's not gonna work just because I have to be spooning it in. I mean, you get the swirl look, but you don't get it so boldy. You get like an ugly, toned down look. So I don't really like this way. I use it for my cake pops. When I do swirl cake pops, this is what I do, and it does work for cake pops. But I think for the pretzel, it's not gonna work as beautifully. No, it's like toned down, like very, very toned down. There's some blue in there, but there's more white than anything. And then I'm gonna mix this because I just want to see how dirty it gets. So it does get like, you know, a little dirty. But usually when you do swirl, like on cake pops, this doesn't really matter. It still comes out beautiful. You can still do a lot of them without it affecting you. But for pretzels, I will stick with the first way that I did it. Personally, me, I feel like that works better. Okay, so it is hot, you guys, in here. So my pretzels are not even drying yet at all. They're still wet. Okay, so I'm gonna drizzle one because I don't want to make you guys wait. I don't have, I do have extra ones, but I already drizzled these. So I just put them in a jar. Okay, so I suggest waiting for it to dry. Okay, and then you're gonna get a Ziploc bag or whatever you use to pipe, and you're going to add some chocolate in there. Okay, and I'm gonna make a hole. Make sure it's coming out fluidly. Okay. I'm gonna pick up the middle one. It won't get stuck on your paper like this, okay? So when it's fully completely dried, it's gonna come out like nothing. I never had an issue when it dries for it to be sticking like this, but it's just because it's not dry yet. You can see it's still, there's chocolate. So, but just for the sake of the life. So I like to go, you see how my wrap is going like, you know, like this. I just follow the wrap so it can all line up and it can all go the same way. I don't like to go the opposite way of where my, I don't know how I can explain it. So you see the wraps are going this way, right? So I like to drizzle that the same way. If I go the opposite way, it just looks funky. So you want everything to be aligned, okay? So I'm literally just gonna drizzle like this. You probably not, oh, you can see it. Alright. And you just let this dry and that's it. Bam, we're done. Okay. You definitely, I'm going to try to pick this one up, but it's still not dry, you guys. So let's do this one. So once again, the lines are, the wrap is right here, right here, right here. So I just follow that. So I drizzle that way. Yeah, so I agree too. So if you want to do, you know, what I did right here, where it's like add the red and then add the blue and then dip it, you'll probably have to do in a thing like in a cup, so you can get it all together and just not do what I do and scoop it, because you're losing a lot of the color. It's getting lost. So if you do it like this, it's gonna be the same way as cake pops, where we have a little bowl and we dip and we just take it out and the store is there, you know. We don't distort it so much. So yeah, definitely in a cup it'll work a little bit better. For me, I feel like I don't waste a ton of chocolate doing this way. You will waste some, of course, like, you know, but not a ton. And I can use it to make black. But yeah. All right, you guys. That was it. I am sweating because it's super hot. I don't have AC right now. Okay, guys, I will let you guys go. Happy 4th of July. I hope you guys have an awesome time with the ones you live with. Don't be going out so much. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time for the next YouTube live. All right, bye, you guys.